Hi, my name is Rod Kelly, and for the past 20 years, I've been assisting other clients in how to really increase their own self-healing abilities. I'm a Celtic spiritual elder. I'm also a board-certified consulting hypnotist, and I use my skills, my tools, to teach people that really no one has more of a right or ability to heal you than yourself. And at this time, more than ever in history, this is information that really needs to be spread throughout the world. What it really comes down to is the techniques that I teach are based on my own self-healing journey. And they were well learned. My techniques weren't something that I learned in a classroom. They were really learned on the hard road of hard knocks. If I didn't really grasp what a lesson was, I didn't get a failing grade. I died. And I spent 3 journeys on the other side. And through that, I learned that there is so much more to us than we really understand, than we really are. Most of us are really even willing to accept. I learned about my spiritual side, and I realized that we're a whole lot more than that image we see in the mirror. We're a whole lot more than the image that other people perceive us to be. We're actually 80% spirit and only 20% flesh and blood. And when I'm working with people to teach them how to begin their healing journey, the first thing I really want to do is I want to connect them with their own higher self, their own spiritual essence. And the reason for it is your spirit's strongest attribute is that your spirit has a mandate to protect you and guide you through your life's experience. Some of the things about your spirit that you may not be aware of is, first of all, your spirit knows literally every single thing there ever was to know about you in the most minute detail. And it knows all these things without any type of judgment whatsoever. It just knows you. It knows exactly and precisely what created your issues. And because it has such intimate knowledge of you, it also knows precisely how to resolve your issues. When I said I was on the other side on 3 different occasions, 2 of them were really fleeting. It only lasted moments. I was already under medical supervision when they occurred. But the 3rd visit, that was a whole different story. I was being treated for blood clots in the hospital. Blood clot broke loose, blocked all my breathing. And at first I fought like a banshee. But then I realized that, wow, this was absolutely an amazing experience that I was going through. It was total freedom from all earthly restrictions. I was free. And the session lasted for 27 minutes before I was revived and brought back to this dimension. And I really wasn't very happy about being brought back. But I realized that the person that I thought I was wasn't even close to being accurate. I was a whole lot more. And the other thing I realized is that I was given this amazing gift of being able to pick out the simplicity in life. I became locked into discovering simplicity. To make a long story short, my journey, my medical challenges lasted for 7 years. And the complications were really pretty profound. Probably most debilitating was I had a massive stroke, lost 40% of my left side, a lot of my short-term memory. But what it really came down to is during that 27-minute block of time, I made a connection that was absolutely amazing. I connected to my own higher self, my own spirit. And through that connection, I began to understand a whole lot more about my spirit, but also me. And the first thing I learned is that my spirit is the source of my instincts, my intuition, and my insights. And instinctively, I began learning how to heal me of all the lifelong medical challenges that I've been faced with. And through that experience, I gained an understanding that self-healing can be simple. Let me repeat that. Self-healing can be simple. And how I came up with that understanding was I just started doing things that came naturally to me. The first thing that I experienced was learning the importance, believe it or not, posture. Maybe even exaggerated posture. Because your spinal column is in fact your antenna for the energies from both the earth and the sky. And when your posture is in its absolute best possible shape, energy can flow through you naturally and purposely. One of the techniques that I teach people right in the beginning is how to take a basic posture position similar to what they use in the military. They call it standing at attention, but then adding a whole different dimension to it. And that dimension is teaching people how to tap into the magnetic energy that surrounds our earth and take command of that energy and draw it into our body and direct it to where we need it to go. And it's starting at the top of your head, your crown chakra, visualizing and imagining this wonderful white light shining down the top of your head. And waiting until you can really start to feel that energy literally coming into your skull. And allowing it to build until it really needs to expand. And then through the power of intention that Dr. Wayne Dyer calls the God force that's inside us, drawing all of that energy to right where your skull meets your spinal column. And waiting until you can actually feel that energy going to where you're directing it. And letting it build until it needs to expand, and it starts expanding down your spinal column. Allowing that energy to move slowly and purposefully all the way down to the small of your back. And when it gets to the small of your back, there is this force, that force field that's created, and the energy begins spinning. Allowing that energy to continue spinning. And while it's spinning, then focusing your thoughts on the soles of both your feet. And waiting until your feet really start getting warm. And letting that warmth expand and intensify. And feeling that energy radiating to your ankles. Getting stronger and stronger, moving up to your knees. Feeling your knees getting really warm, intensifying even more. Moving all the way up to your hips, and then allowing the two energies to come together. And when the two energies come together, you manifest this impulse that is quite similar to lightning. Because what you're really doing in all actuality is you are connecting to the magnetic energy of the earth, and you're taking command of it. And then you're allowing that energy to follow your directions. And when it's in the small of your back, it starts building this force. And then you're focusing on connecting to the gravitational energy of Mother Earth. And you're taking command of it. And when the two energies come together, there is this absolutely amazing explosion of energy. And that explosion of energy is the explosion and expansion and intensification of your own aura. Now, many people have an idea of what the aura is, but they don't have a full understanding of what it is. Your aura is, in fact, your spirit. That is the essence of your spirit, is your aura. And when your aura becomes expanded and intensified, your own spirit gains a tremendous amount of powers and abilities. And I want to explain a little bit more about what your spirit is, what your spirit is comprised of. See, your spirit is your connection to the universal consciousness that many call God. And through that connection, your aura literally is an orb of pure, absolute, unconditional love. You are comprised. 80% of you is unconditional love to you, for you, but also by you. And there is a really important thing to understand. The greatest healer in the entire globe is unconditional love. And the way that works is really quite simple to understand. You see that orb of light, that orb of unconditional love, it's perfectly blended energy. It's energy in its pure state. And disease and illness and viruses and all the rest of the things that we're faced with on a fairly regular basis, they're comprised mostly of negative energy. And there are many, many different techniques that have been used to improve the energy in your bodies. Reiki, acupressure, acupuncture, working with the meridians and the chakras. But really what it comes down to is when you practice this simple little exercise, what you're doing is you're allowing your own spirit to make this wonderful, strengthened bond with your entire being. You are strengthening this bond so that you are accepting the unconditional love from the Creator. Call it Buddha, call it God, call it Mohammed, call it whatever you like. It doesn't care what you call it, as long as you call it. When you allow this wonderful orb of energy to intensify, you are allowing nature to begin working its magic. And nature is based on simplicity. We never hear about the complexities of nature, do we? We hear about the simplicities of nature. In this entire process is amazingly simple. And more importantly, it's a lot more than simple. It's highly effective. Because when you really start connecting to God, the potentials are unlimited. There is a passage in the Bible, and I don't really normally get an awful lot of references to specific religions. But there is one passage that I think is important for you to understand. God helps those that helps themselves. And the reason for that, we are created not in God's own image, like our Bible really states. But biblical scholars have proven that that was a misquote. The actual quote is, we are created into God's own image. The difference being, we're not just a mere reflection of God. We're an extension of God. We are created into the essence of God itself. And whatever God has the ability to do, so do we. The problem is we just forgot how. My whole practice for the past 20 years has been focused on one single thing, allowing people to start working with their own God-like abilities. You have within you the powers and ability to heal almost anything. And all it takes is a commitment on your part to become the divine being that you truly were created as. If you would like more information about this, you can contact me by phone, by text, by email, any way you like. I'm on Facebook. How you can connect with me is you can call or text me at 860-216-8671. You can email me at Rod, R-O-D, at Rod Kelly, RODKELLY.net. Or you can text me, private message me on Facebook. And that's Rod Kelly Healer. I thank you for allowing me to share this bit of wisdom with you. And I really do hope to hear from you soon, so I can help you on your healing journey, beginning now. Yes, and this will also increase your own abilities to become self-realized. Thanks again, and I look forward to working